Giving us the loving that we needed, yeah. You're listening to Music Nights, giving us the loving that we needed. Sawubona. This is Sabrina Child, and you're hanging with us tonight on Music Nights.
Good evening. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. I hope I'm loud and clear. It's raining where I am today. Everyone is quite warm. The weather isn't the best of late. And then we have also, the likes of this pathetic thing called load shedding, which is causing so much harm because it's cold. But thank you for joining us for Music Night on this Wednesday, 17th of May. 17th of May. And our guest this evening is Miss Pru DJ. Quite a beautiful history that she has. The first ever female DJ to win a summer. So that's going to be something really good to talk about She's been making strides in the industry for quite a while. I mean, it's back as 2009 when she was at Fuse Academy. So there's some good history to talk about. And then of late, she has her own and launched her own skincare range called Sedima Shia Bata, and recently opened a beauty salon called Sedi Beauty and Wellness Spa. So that's also something really good about our guest this evening. So thank you so much for joining us. This is Voxman, just the love of music, and the team is here. The wonderful, amazing team is here with the addition of Ecopulsive. Yes, Ecopulsive is here. I told him to come back. Told him to come back, the young man. So I'll give the mic first to Lloyd so that he can welcome himself to the space, and then we'll go to our guest so that we can test her mic too and see if she is quite well and good today. Lloyd and Ja, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, Ja. How you doing?
Ish, I hope I'm audible. I'm using AirPods. But okay,
Nah,
we're
it's
here,
good.
we're here. Hey guys, it's cold. Yo. My kettle is busy boiling. I'm gonna go make coffee. Ngoba ziyakhala. But you have Miss Pru. She's the heater of the space tonight. So yeah.
I like that. I like that. Shout out to Lloyd. Lloyd is also the host of the Deep House Space as well as the Top of the Morning Space, which happens weekly from 10 a.m. in the morning until 12 midday. Next up, let's share the mic with the Sis Nwanda. Sis Nwanda, sawubona. Happy Wednesday. Please unmute your mic.
Happy Wednesday, Foxman. I hope I am audible. Mic check. Yes, yes, yes. Hundreds. Fist pumps. It is such an absolute pleasure to be here at Music Nights with Miss Pru DJ. You're playing. Like every week, it's just another level. And this week is particularly exciting because it is a black, beautiful woman who is so into the music in her own element, in her own lane, and as somebody who resonates with that, it's going to be a really really beautiful conversation. I'm really looking forward to tonight. So please sit back, get comfortable, get your hot water bottles, get your blankets, get your plus one, get your heater, get there's load shedding, get together, get with it. It's music nights. You can use the hashtag or you can pick up the microphone. There's already people who are already picking up the microphone, other than the team. So please, that is what the space is all about. We get to have conversations with artists that we really love and appreciate. So it's an absolute pleasure to be able to interview Miss Pru, a producer and DJ all the way from Vaal. I'm really, really looking forward to it. So I'm going to hand back over to Voxman. And yeah, really, really looking forward to tonight. I'm blushing by myself, but nobody needs to know that. Peace.
Siyabonga kakhulu, Sis Nwanda. We do amazing things with the Sis Nwanda on Sundays on the Jazz Sunday Request. Beautiful, amazing things indeed. Next up, let's give the mic to Short Chubby Ninja. Short Chubby Ninja, please unmute your mic.
Hello. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to it. It is, of course, Music Night. I am Boga the DJ, of course, as Uvox Asho, the show Chabi Ninja. And welcome to it. Yeah. Leso skati. Yeah, it is a Wednesday, and we know in a Wednesday usually it's soccer that's playing. Mara hey, Voxman we as good but hey, I mean work comes first, man. Work comes first, and without a doubt, we have the wonderful Miss Pru Namhlanje, Miss Pru DJ, of course. You guys know her from Dala, but then yeah, she's here tonight, and you guys have the platform to come and ask questions. Yeah, simulate laugh Mina, guys, and for Mina, Nami, guys. Nama have my own questions. But yeah, I hope everything is going well. Please stay comfy, live mnati, and hold. I hope you all are holding a hot one because yeah, it is cold, of course. But siyazi again ukuthi sihlukile as abantu khona abanye they prefer a cold one while it's also cold. But yeah, nevertheless, let's get into it. I so can't wait to enjoy the music and enjoy the questions and everything up and get to know about everything about Miss Pru. But yeah, enjoy, and live sharp. Vox.
Shout out to Buga. Thank you so much, Buga. Buga is a DJ himself, plays amazing music, this man, and he's a producer. So if you need a DJ producer to make you some music, Buga is the man, definitely. Let's share the mic with Ecopulsive. Ecopulsive is newest to our team. Yeah, so our team is growing. It's looking good, looking very good. Ecopulsive, please unmute your mic, brother. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, guys. Happy music nights. So honored to be here tonight, joining the team, especially on such a special day with our guest as Miss Pru DJ. Truly honored. I'm honored to be speaking about more things than just what is on the paper, because we know there's a lot to the artist than what is on the internet. So I think this is the space for that. We'll definitely enjoy, getting to know Miss Pru and what's behind the music and what's behind the woman. So shout out to you guys for having me on the space, adding to the team. Yeah, let's have fun, guys. Let's have fun. Let's talk about music and enjoy the space. Shout out Vox Boga.
No, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ecopulsive. This man actually released some music in the past week. Yes, on Friday he released a song. And they released it under Jazz Records. Imagine that. So we're gonna have him in the Deep House Space actually on Friday, just to talk to him regarding his own music and his career. So that's Ecopulsive. Shout out, brother. Thank you for joining us. And last but not least, of course, the amazing DJ, MC. Oh, this woman does so many things. Miss LP, welcome to Music Nights yet again on a Wednesday. Please unmute your mic.
Good evening. Thank you for that introduction. For a moment there, I thought maybe Uti, I'm the one that's being interviewed. But anyway, asikho lapho. I'm gonna just put it out there, guys. Sorry, I am working in the background, so if I'm not as active as I usually am, that's the reason. But I had to make it because this is a lady that, yeah, I've been waiting to actually hear her voice. I'm so glad that we're actually interviewing her because I see on a lot of the spaces that we have, you'll find she'll come in few minutes, and I'm usually looking out for her because I've got a bit of a work crush on her, right? So she'll come in, she'll listen in, but you don't really get to hear her voice a lot. So this is going to be very interesting for me. I really cannot wait. And I must just put it out there, that artwork on your what do you guys call it, AV. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's going to be interesting to also get more information and background on that. So really looking forward to it. I'll probably have one or two questions. I would have liked to really be more active, but as I said, unfortunately we do have to pay the bills, so I will be working in the background. But welcome to everybody, welcome to the listeners. You guys, I'm a fan of your guys because again, I always say without you there really wouldn't be any space. And then again, just to basically honor our guest, I'm really looking forward to this. So yeah, let me keep quiet for a little bit because like I said, I'm kind of woman crushing. So yeah, thanks Foxy.
And I guess it's Wednesday like that, so you might as well, right? You might as well. Thank you, Miss LP. And thank you to each and every person who's here. As Miss LP mentioned, our conversations that we have on Twitter Spaces wouldn't be anything if it wasn't for you. Definitely. If it wasn't for you, I think 2 years down the line, I don't think I'll be doing this thing. But we're still here. Still here, and it's ever so amazing each and every week. So right now, I'll pass on the mic to our guest. Our guest actually released a song in November. Beautiful song. I think we're also gonna play it sometime during the space today. So Miss Pru, Please, for the very first time, welcome to Music Night. Please unmute your mic.
Hey guys, how you guys doing?
Oh, we are perfect. We are perfect.
You guys are making me nervous, first of all.
How so, though? How so? I mean, we sound so good,
Oh,
though.
the introductions. I'm kidding.
Now we just good people like that. Good, loving, fun music fans. So
And
don't be scared.
I normally just like tune in and listen to everyone, because you guys always have like amazing conversations. But I never thought I'd actually get on a mic and speak. But yeah, here we are.
And there's always a first time for everything, right?
No, definitely.
So thank you again for accepting the invite to have a conversation with us, to have an interview with us actually on Twitter Spaces, and I hope we enjoy it. I mean, we have another hour, 40 minutes or so, so it should be good.
No sweat, definitely.
Um, I'd like us to start with this amazing journey that you are in right now. I think as conversation goes, a lot of us in the space will ask different things, of course. But before I actually ask you a question, there's Ukizi. I would just want to give him the mic so we can test his mic and just greet him also so he doesn't fall left out. Kizi, please unmute your mic, brother. Welcome to Music Nights. Okay, I'll try that again. Mic check. Kizi McKay, please unmute your mic, brother.
Yo, 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 yo. How's everybody doing? I would like to introduce myself. I go by the name Kizimiki. Miss Pru, really love your beats. Wonder how you do them. One day, I would like to be just like you. Thank you. That's all I have to say right now. I'm really loving this conversation and I can't believe I heard your voice. Yo,
You mustn't be like me. You must be better, please.
Oh man, shout out to Kizi. Thank you for joining us, brother. Thank you for joining us. And yeah, stick around. Maybe you might even love a bit more things also as we talk to our guest this evening, Miss Pru. So Miss Pru, joining Shilo, as I said. I'd like to start with the recent achievement, and I think it's a beautiful achievement um, to go into business, not only music, but to venture into other things. I think that's very beautiful in terms of in the direction that you're heading. So you have recently opened a beauty salon. Um, please just tell us the progress and how that has happened and how overwhelming is it right now that you have this baby and it's doing so good.
Sure. Like the day I decided, to start this, it was a buildup of like so many years of preparing for it. Um, Before I even DJ'd, I was, working as a beauty therapist. Um, and but my love for music took over. So that's why I switched to music. But I've always, done a lot of things relating to the beauty side of what I do. So after a couple of years, with the music, I mean, there's a point where you are high up there, but then, you know, um, I just got to a point where things are mellowing down, and it's time for me to explore my business ventures, which is this. So I think like it took me 4 years to even start. I had to prepare, I had to go to school again to educate myself on how to run a business because I suck at like doing things just in J. It takes me a long time to get into something. So I had to go to school and learn just to make sure that I'm doing the right thing. Then yeah, so when the opportunity came, um, and presented itself, I took it with both my hands. So it's a full circle moment for me because it's something that I've wanted to do for over 10 years, um, and to finally have an opportunity to live out this dream of mine. It's extremely overwhelming and the support is extremely amazing. So it's been quite a journey. I'm still nervous about it. Like I can feel like the salon. I'm just like, yo, is this me? You know? But yeah, it's just an amazing feeling.
I suppose it is. I mean, starting something that you have a passion about also. It will give you perhaps the most of joy, the biggest of joys that
The
anything that
biggest fear too. Yo.
it does, definitely, definitely. And how I mean, how is your how do your parents feel about this? I mean, how are people in your family feeling about something that you have now opened that you've always had a passion for? How are they taking all of this success?
Funny enough, when I was in tertiary, when I was in high school, and I was choosing subjects to go to university, my parents were like, "No, you must go be a teacher, or you must go, be a nurse or whatever." Because then, like being a teacher or a nurse was like the ultimate thing. So they didn't really believe in anything else besides those things. So um, then I chose the course that I did, which is somatology at UJ. And my parents were like, no ways you're doing that. So I applied for two courses. I applied Go, it was Rao back then. I applied Go Rao and I applied it at then it was Vitstech. Um, and then I got accepted at both, but I didn't tell them I got accepted for, a BA on the other side. I just went for this course. Then when they took me to school and they saw what course I'm doing, they freaked out. They were not happy at all. Um, so I studied somatology. They were still not happy. Even when I graduated, they were just like, whatever. But now that I've started my salon, they're just like, we actually didn't see it back then, but we can see what it is that you've been working towards. So they are quite excited. Before I opened, they actually came through, and they saw the salon and they were in tears. So I was just like, yes, I'm glad I chose this instead of what they wanted me to do. But yeah, they're really excited about it. Like my mom literally calls me every day. I was already, hey, so today, how was it? How did it go? Are you still nervous? And she's always like, Skatho, how you'll be good. So I'm really happy that they're accepting this part of my journey.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. I mean, the love from families is one thing that you always need whenever you venture and do anything, Jay. So that's really beautiful.
No, definitely.
And with you, I mean, opening the beauty spa, are you taking a break from music, perhaps?
Oh hell no, I could never do that. Before I even opened, I made sure that I had like a lot of tracks put aside. I was supposed to drop an EP like a couple of weeks ago, but I had to push it back. We're gonna drop a single soon. Um, like yo, bruh, I properly plan my stuff. I don't just do things in J. I knew that this will take a lot of my time, so I was in studio like mad just to try and make sure that I have enough material to last me for at least 6 months should I need to drop something. um I know this is going to take a bit of my time for a certain amount of time. Then after that, I obviously need to get back and start working on an album again. But yeah, I properly plan. I don't just get into something without evaluating what could possibly happen in future. I properly prepare for these things.
And before I clogged the mic a bit too long, and before the team actually complains about me talking so long, I mean, you've opened up about your beauty salon and perhaps still music that you're still going to give us. Could you please explain the name and also the logo? I mean, is there anything special that you did in Mhlampe? Why is there an S like that? Is there any specifics, perhaps?
So I wanted something because my name is Malisedi. That's my first name. So Sedi means light. So I wanted something um an a logo that represents, a bit of light. So a flower blooming is always, a representation of something new. So that's why there's like a flower looking thing there. And the reason why I changed the E's, I made them smaller. Um, it was just my creative side because when I did it in just one in caps, in all caps, it just looked too normal. And I did.
Ah, ke load shedding.
Ish, son.
Okay, I think we might have just lost our guest, but she'll be back definitely, and she can hear me right now speaking. But we'll wait for her to come back. But I think in the meantime, we're already 30 minutes into our conversation with our guest this evening, so we can play another song, and then hopefully she reconnects, and then she grabs the mic, and then we have more conversations with Miss Pru DJ. Thank you again for joining us on this Wednesdays, um, mid-month. Mapara week, Tsena. So thank you for coming through and being with us on music nights. Please, we're gonna have really good conversations as well as music. But right now, Puga is gonna play a song for us. He's gonna play a song for us, which is one of Miss Pru's. So he's gonna play us Chili's. Yes, Puga. Thank you, brother. You can play the music.
Hey, this is Kylie Meej, and you're hanging out with us on Music Nights on Twitter.
Yeah, no, we got it chilly, see. Yeah, smoke on the beat, boy. Yeah, flow, we got it chilly, see. I pull up in the game, nigga, feel me. Bantaba, Joe. Kina steady, ni. I'm sick. Pila ka di pidisi. Lebitso le tlatsa di-chart, ke me ke shapa lefatshe, ke tshwere tamane e ntse lefifi, ke kena fela ke sa tshabe, flow e baka mogwallo, e tletse dibate, moswengo o metsitsitsi ka bonyate ka semate, na le mantšaka ke pele fela ka go morao tletse, ke tšhesa tukutukutukutuku ka ga mollo wa dihele, ke tshepe majalamane motšhino e tšhentšhang, ba thabela madi ya gotha mo ke phelang, e ka ba hlola ba le lekgolo ntho e ke etsang, and I do it easy, ntho e ke phelang, I'll chop a heat every summer, the shit I do it how I want, flow e ka di chilisi, I pull up in the game, nigga feel me, bantaba jo, ke na steady ni, I'm sick. I-location inkombe Lesotho, intombi zabesuthu zithi mfana umzula ngisona, bangena estage baxhume ngathi ngathu, on Twitter ngitrend ngu-number one kayichoose, that's why iwaletha imithi, ngoba siqaqa amahithi, ipotmende lami in the notion, lapho ngiphekethi urichi, wema, khona into engiyiphethe darling, ukrimoda, ukrimoda, unto ke trope kudale, cream soda, cream soda. Amahita agcwele kwi-Bolt fertility. I-ambitious umuntu othithi. I-Jewish lami buka linazo ney'tishi. Flow ikarichilisi. I pull up in the game, nigga feel me. Bantaba jo, kina sterini. I'm sick, pila karibirisi. Kwi-balcony, ukamambela ungidlela ngolimi le-pythoni. Ngi-black diamond, wedalingi A-list into nge-afford. Bathi intombi e-South Africa, masibuka isithombe sami ziyamita. Ungitshela ngesitshwatshwe man Afrika, esami iy'ngubo ziqhuma ziyastima. And yonke ijanda sifika siyayitamuzela. Shaya makhanda, shaya makhanda. And the lam life uhamela. Wela maqanda, wela maqanda. Izinto ezidla umuthi zothimise. Otiti zothimise. Ungahlala eduze kwami cela ungisize. I-career yakho sayiphendula isnippet. Flow ikarichilisi. I pull up in the game, nigga feel me. Bantaba jo, kina sterini. I'm sick, pila karibirisi. Flow ikarichilisi. I pull up in the game, nigga feel me. Bantaba jo, kina sterini. I'm sick, pila karibirisi.
Hey, this is Kylie Meej, and you're hanging out with us on Music Nights on Twitter.
And that was Chilisi. Chilisi by our guest this evening on Music Nights, Miss Pru DJ. And on the song, she's got featured Black Diamond as well as Malume Victor. Malume Vector. Thank you, Boga. Thank you, Boga, for the song. And before we actually go to our guest, I see she's been having just some slight network issues. I just want to ask Boga a question. Boga Mpinch, seeing that you're a DJ, which song of Miss Pru do you like best?
Yo, fine. Okay, for me, there is two different genres that she done and in which I loved. So one of them, it was drill, the UK drill vibe, which was the price to pay, and the sondela. So for me, it is that one. You understand? Now you like to pay like Ichilis, which is dope. Which the with the drill vibes, I love it. I love it. I love the 808s. I love it, man. So yeah, probably Footy I really wanna go deeper with Miss Pru regarding the production side. Just to hear what was she doing in studio, as she mentioned Vele Guti, most of the time she was in studio. So yeah, but we could hear from the results, we could tell that yeah, no, I yazi niwenza umsebenzi omuhle though.
Yeah, no, ufuna ukuba umfundisi, you wanna go deeper, ne? Yeah, no, we hear you. We hear you. We hear you,
Uqonda
Boga.
ngisho yambo ngisho mina ngithi ngithula.
Thank you for the music. It's again, people in the comment section are raving. That shout out to your sound, brother, as always. So thank you so much for the quality sound that you bring to music nights, and as always, as you always do. I'll pass on the mic to the next speaker and also ask them about perhaps a favorite track or two from Miss Pru. Uh, people in the panel right now, I'm sure bamangena uzokhetha abantu, uzokhetha abantu. But let's go to Eco Pulsive. Eco Pulsive, brother. From your side, what's your favorite song from our guest this evening? Thank you.
Again, shout out to Miss Pro. I'm not sure if I could say I have a favorite song, but I have like, music is very memorable. There's a time where you have this song that that is the song, you know. Like that's the song from that person that you play in the morning, and you'd play at a party, you'd play for your parents, you'd play for everyone. And I think, yeah, Miss Pru has a lot of those songs for me. Usually from that time, that era, yo, Amen. You know, that era, yo, Amen. Yeah, but recently I haven't been much into hip hop, not into, but I haven't kept up. But, you know, yeah, Miss Pru was definitely the one DJ I listened to a lot, was a SA, because I listened to SA hip hop, and Amen is my answer.
Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much, Compulsive. Thank you for the submission. Ms. Brew, I think yes, you did mention to me that you have some network issues, so understand that. And Renali load shedding, so that is also understandable. But we'll of course we'll wait for you when you come back. So as we did, you can just talk again, root or mic is Spanish up.
Now I'm back now.
Perfect, perfect. Do you want to carry on from where you ended or Kanjan?
Yo, I'm Kochi Washem.
How lukile, wait, how lukile, no problem, no problem. Let me actually give the mic to let's give the mic to Lloyd before the game starts. So we can say something before the game starts. Lloyd and Jainga mic.
So you rather o kgethe di-date tsa mo match o dlalang ke boletse 3 weeks ago gore a re boeleng Tuesday gore o mphe mike ele no bona gore o tshwanetse no mpha mike ele ke kgopetse pila 3 weeks ago, but it's fine. It's fine. Hi Miss Pru. Monate
Hey,
le
how's
kae?
it? Kishapu, guys, what game is playing today?
Oho.
Like, I don't even check these things anymore. My heart was broken by Kaiser Chiefs so many
Ah,
times. I don't even
o sa
look.
lebelela Chiefs. Sure. It's Champions League, Man City and Real Madrid.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
So coming back to the space, actually, I like to ask technical questions. You, as a producer, right? Maybe there's
Mm-hmm.
quite a few ladies here would like to produce. How long did it take you to actually grasp the software?
So for me, I always sit down with an engineer because I'm not so good with the software, you know. So even like way back when I was interested in making music, I don't know how many times they taught me how to, do the intricate stuff, but I always prefer to sit down with an engineer and we work on a concept that I have in my head, you know. Um, so yeah, with the software, I can record, I can do the minimal things. Um I can't go full on, on that stuff. So I'd rather work with someone that actually knows what this is, what that is, you know.
I hear you. So how do you like come up with a concept to a song or to a beat?
So, sure, there's different ways. So sometimes we'll get to the studio and someone will be like, "Hey, um, there's a beat, a saw," you know, and I'd be like, "No, let's listen to it." Then I'd add maybe what I want to add, what I feel needs to be added, and come up with a melody for what I feel should, be added to the song. And then we start building from there. We'll call whoever that we feel can sing what we have down better than, that can deliver actually what we're trying to put out there. And then yeah, that's how we start. Or we'll get to studio and play a bit of keys here and there. um Not that I'm good with it also, so we'll just play something and something will come about, and yeah, still come up with a melody,
get someone to sing it because I'm not that good of a singer, or to rap or whatever. Then yeah, that's how we work most of the time.
He's so because you're working with an engineer,
Mm.
how long, in an average, how long does it take you to finish a song?
Sure, it depends. Like, I'll make an example with what's the song? The song with CC took a night. Um, the song that I dropped last year, Husiku, took a couple of hours. Like within that night, we did like three other tracks. So it differs. It really differs because um, when we do a song, we'll put all the ideas zonke on the thing and then move on to the next one. Put all the ideas, put the everything on that beat as we feel it there and then move on to the next one. Then when we come back, we just come back and arrange um the songs that we did, or we can sit on one song and arrange it and finish it in a night. So like it really differs. um some songs can take like months, you know um some songs take a night. Like there's no formula to making a good song. you know um some songs you park them, and only after a year you're like, yo, remember that hook that we did the last time? Let's maybe finish up that song. Kanti, it becomes a really good song. So it's there's I don't think there's a formula to that. We can finish in a day, we can finish in a year. Oksalayo, the song will be finished.
I can just
If
tell
it
there's
deserves to be finished.
I can just tell there's probably 20 songs unfinished. The
Oh,
way just
definitely. There's a lot. There's a lot.
I can just tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'll be all for now. Let me give the mic to, let's see, Miss LP.
Me, I didn't realize that solo class captain Kazal. Thank you so much. So, Miss Pru, I must just say, for me, ne, going back
Mm-hmm.
to Vox's question around what we would say, I wouldn't necessarily also say favorite songs, but those that really I think resonate with me, and I'll tell you why. But basically, Ameni, I would say Pumelela, and then yeah, Chilisi. I'm Sutu, by the way, so Chilisi should make sense. But from
Yeah.
a Pumelela and Ameni perspective, there's just this depth with your music, and I think that's why your music really resonates with me, because there's a story, there's a meaning, there's a deeper something. It's not just mixing, beats or whatever it is, but again, there's that depth. So what goes into your psyche when you create some of the music that you do, especially some of these songs that I've mentioned now, where
Mm-hmm.
really it seems like I said, it's very intentional and you seem like a very conscious person. So I'd just like to understand what goes into, making those types of songs.
Um, it really helps to be in a zone with I can't explain it, but sometimes when you're in studio and you guys are in, I'd call it a spiritual zone, like good things really come out because everybody is um adding whatever it is that they're adding, but we are all in a very I call it spiritual because it's a very personal and intense space to be in. So if you're working with like-minded people, such tracks will come out, because we'll obviously sit down before and have conversations about, certain things, but because we've been so deep in conversation, it sometimes comes out in the music. So I think it also depends on who you're working with at the time, what's happening, you know. I know there's some artists that we'd work with, and they don't want to get to the studio and the song is like halfway through. They want to be there from an hour before we start producing. It's a whole thing where we just chill an hour before or something, and um right before we start we all need to be in one zone up until we are done, or we are halfway through the song. Then it can direct us sort of like where how further we can push the song. But like, shoot, it's for a lot of songs that are there, it's always like a very spiritual thing that everybody just goes through. I can't explain it. Maybe spiritual makes it sound like a voodoo shit, but no. Like, yeah, it's just a very intense space.
No, we understand when you say spiritual. Like I said, there's this depth about these songs that I really can't even explain. That's why I asked you to assist us. But one other thing regarding again some of the songs that I've mentioned and a lot of the songs that you have, I see there's a bit of a trend in terms of your features. So the likes of Black Diamond, Java, MT. What's that all about?
I think it's just because I was in a certain label and everybody was there that was just as super talented. At the time there was no need for us to like go search for someone to do something because everybody was there. You had the hook sniper, you had the verse killer, you had everything was in house. So it was easier to say, hey, Saudi, how do you feel about doing something like this? Or hey, whoever, how do you feel about doing something like this? Which was, an amazing space to be in because everybody was just equally as talented. So um, at the time, it just made it easier to work with everyone because we were all under one house.
Interesting. Not to fractionalize it necessarily, but
Mhm.
I see you've also got quite a few younger features, if I can put it that way. The guys that are kind of sort of have been in the business, but more younger. Let's say there's a younger take on maybe music, like the
Mm.
likes of Aries and so on and so forth. Can you maybe just talk us through how has that been? Having a person like yourself being in the industry for as long as you have, and really being a brand and a household name, so to speak. Now you've got a person like an Aries. I mean, he's been here for a while, but again, he's a lot younger. How has that been working with people of, let's say, diverse groups, if I can put it that way?
One thing that we all need to understand is that the industry evolves like all the time. There's always the next younger Miss Pru. There's always the next younger um there's always the next younger generation that's more energetic, that has great ideas, that you can work with. So that's why I never close the door to anyone that feels like, oh, hey, can we do something together? I'm only 19. Um, but yeah, like it's always a good experience to work with the younger generation without if we put our experience together the with what they are bringing, great things always come about. So it's always important to listen to the youngins or to work with the youngins because they are so amazing and so super talented. I mean, we were all there um when I was starting out. We were the youngins. We were doing quite a bit of work with Borosquito, Bo Bo Fresh and everybody else. We were the ones that were coming in. Now there's a new fresh group of people coming in that we can't ignore because their wave is just huge. So it's always good to just work with different people because it also expands your thinking. um I mean, I could have just easily just wanted to use the formula that we used like 10 years ago, but I mean, that stuff doesn't work now. Things have changed so much. So, if I want to grow as a person, I have to be willing and accommodative of the next generation too.
Sure. Guys, Nzoba Strong, today I'm hugging the mic. I didn't think I would, but I mean, it is Miss Pru, guys. So please, can everyone just hang in there? I swear I'm going to, drop down just now. Just two more questions for now.
Okay.
So we've spoken about obviously working with diverse, groups of people, and then this
Uh-huh.
new wave, so to speak. How do
Yeah.
you then remain or stay relevant? Like, how have you stayed relevant or ensured that you stay relevant? Because again, I must just say, for me, we spoke about music that came out last year. I think Chilisi was
Mhm.
one of them, right? It's fairly new,
No,
and
Chilisi came out the year before.
yeah, but it's fairly new. So for me, I'm just sitting there thinking, this person has kind of, again, the evolving. You've continued to do what you've been doing, and I feel like you've almost kind of gotten better, if I can put it that way. And it's no offense; it's just to show that really, really, really how people can actually continue to grow in an industry. How have you maintained that relevance?
Uh, like it's very important to have your your eyes on the street, to have your eye on, what's happening next. So that's what's helped me quite a bit. That's why it was not a difficult thing for me to do, just to switch genres, because um I understand and I see what's happening on the streets, and that movement is something that we can't ignore. So it's very important to always um, see how the next wave is going and see how you can ride it. And it's very important to always know that there's new and fresher people coming out. You just need to stick in your lane, do what you do best. Whoever that follows you will still go with you. You know what I mean? It's the next people's chance now to do what they want to do, to do what they're doing, and to be great. So I'm just sticking in my own lane, doing the best that I can for my own brand, and keeping my eyes on the streets, most importantly, just to keep growing what I'm doing.
Sure, I appreciate that. And again, just in closing, your qualification, especially the business qualification, how do you feel
Yeah.
that as a whole now? So if we take the qualification, the business, the DJing, the producing, everything into account, how do you feel
Mhm.
that that qualification has sort of made you an all-rounder, but also see, I think, what you did previously in terms of the DJing and the producing? How did that allow you to see things differently or from a different perspective, if I can put it that way?
Sure, my degree got me to understand numbers because hey, bruh, accounting used to knock me, off my feet, but I now understand how money works, which is very important. And it's something I took for granted, because I always used to just hate numbers. I used to hate calculating. I just wanted to just give me what's mine. You can take whatever, it's fine. But now when you understand the business, you're like, 2.5 is mine, 2.5% is mine. Now you understand how to put these things together. So um yeah, so it's really gotten me to understand and really push the business even more, and not just the business of like beauty and everything, but the business, yeah, music, re ropwa in a lot of ways in the industry. So if you really understand how to calculate yourself, it makes it easier for you to gauge how much you are worth and how much you need to work for. So that's going back to school actually just really helped me focus on that a whole lot more.
So much depth. Once again, I'd like to just say I really appreciate you as a human being even more now. Thank you for finally speaking. I did point out earlier, and I like that you even actually said that. Listen, I don't say a lot, but what I do appreciate is when you do speak, there's so much depth. And I think I'm so grateful that you really allowed us to have you on this platform because as much as we love the music and we see the work that you do, but hearing your story just makes us see you in a different light. So I personally really appreciate your time. And thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
allowing me to kind of put you on the spot also. It's not always so easy, especially when we didn't prepare you. And I think the listeners need to understand that we don't send these questions, by the way, guys, to the people that we interview. So a lot of them need to think on their feet. And I must say, that's really commendable. So thank you,
Thank
thank you,
you.
thank you. And I appreciate your work. And again, you as a human being. Thanks again. Thanks,
Thank you
Foxy.
so much.
Shout out to Miss LP as always, coming here and becoming a world class citizen. Siyabonga Miss LP njengenjoyeno. Thank you so much. Let's take a mic. Let's give the mic to Sis Rwanda. Yeah, let's give the mic to the next lady on our team. Sis Nwanda, please unmute your mic. Thank you.
Thank you, Voxman. Thank you so much, Miss LP, and to Lloyd, for the questions that you had before. It really does set the tone for the conversation. And thank you so much to Miss Pru for setting your time aside for us here at Music Nights. It's an absolute pleasure. Me, I'm not even
Thank
gonna lie.
you.
I have a lot of questions. Maybe you'll even stop for a little break. But thank you so much. I mean, in some of the answers that you gave to the questions that were asked before, you answered some things that I was already wondering about because I was like, what is your other name? You know, what's Lina Lahau? And then you said Kemalesedi. So it's
Yes.
beautiful to know that. So Dumela Malesedi.
VIN number and all, hey?
It's also lovely to hear that you're a risk taker and you're a visionary. You know, exactly as you have set yourself apart in music, you are that person in real life. So that's why I really do echo the sentiments of the incredible lady that I just take the microphone from. You are just, yeah, you make us understand the music. But I want to
Thank
ask you a
you.
question. What do you think about the state of hip hop? And you can give me that answer in South Africa or globally. And then yeah, just give me your general feel about hip hop right now.
Uh, and I think I've said this for so long that hip hop is not ish. I don't want this to sound, off or whatever, but hip hop is not our culture. We've adopted like an American, thing, and we've made it our own. And fair enough, we've killed it. But we are, as Africans, we are the drums nation. Like that's why house music can evolve so many times in Africa. Like now it's evolved to what piano, and there's Afro house, there's this, there's that, there's so many subgenres of of house music that the whole of Africa can resonate with. But however, with hip hop, it's still a popular thing, it's still a big thing, but it's not. I just feel like it's not our thing. So that's why it can take such a long break, and um it's not, you know yeah, that's why it can take such a long break, and for it to come back, it's a mission. Only a few people are cracking it now, and I think I saw a tweet or something, or it's something that one of the popular hip hop artists said, was that we are suffering in hip hop right now. Hip hop is suffering. It's gonna take a lot to bring it back, because piano and Afrotech and all these other house genres are just evolving so quickly, and um, it's making it difficult for some hip hop artists to come back because of that. So I always feel like for us, hip hop is not like our culture. So that's why it can just go for so long and have it be hard for it to come back. So yeah, um, that's just my take on South African hip hop. Even though there are some people that are still killing it, but I don't think it's gonna be like it was in 2016. 2014, 15, 16 were amazing, huge years for hip hop. But 2018, 2019, there was just a huge shift in the music business, and you could see it with the numbers. So yeah, that's my take on hip hop
Oh,
in South Africa.
spot on. Such amazing observations, such clear points. And you're so right. I mean, you released Ameni in 2015,
Yeah,
um,
2016.
2016.
And
And
what
people
people
don't
don't know
really,
is that in 2015, I dropped like a house track and nothing happened to it. You know, it suffered, it was suffering. And then because
and
hip hop
Ameni
was,
took,
you
yeah, because hip hop
understand?
was booming at the
It
time,
was,
exactly like what you're saying right now. I love what you're saying, and it's very very interesting. But people don't actually realize another thing is that Java actually became more known actually because of Ameni when it was released. And so that's why I have to echo what Echo Pulsive had said earlier on in terms of Ameni actually feeling like an era. It felt like a time. And that's even
yeah.
what you are speaking about now. That when you're speaking about 2014, 15, 16, that was a time. That was a whole other time. And that actually leads
Mm.
into my next question because if I'm not wrong, Ameni was also in a lot of TV shows. It was there was a show, man, a Siriti show. Please remind me that it was even the opening track too.
Mm, I
Uh,
don't know, bruh.
I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. Okay, now that you don't know, I'm gonna find it. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna find. It might be Jovijo or something. Something. I'm gonna check it out.
Okay.
Um, And if I even answer Vox's question, for me, I think my favorite tracks by you have to be Ameni and Price to Pay. But I also love Iwena Wedwa, this track that you did with CC, which is the one that we also opened the space with. But I mean, other than that, there is not a song of yours that does not get me on my feet wanting to shake my ass. So, so
How do
thank
you
you
shake your
for
ass to Ameni? Yo, that is so weird.
girl. I'll show you. I'll show you. I'll show you. Take me out. I'll show you anything. But what other artistic mediums do you want to dabble in? Because yes, you're in beauty, but is there anything else
Mhm.
like film, television? Is there anything else that you see yourself playing in artistically?
I don't want to wear myself out thin. I've identified three things that I know I'm good at, and those are the things that I just want to focus on. I don't want to find myself acting because of the sake of. I wouldn't want to find myself spinning cars for the sake of. I'm just beauty, the beauty industry and making music, DJing, like those are the things I want to focus my energies on and make sure I excel in it because I know I'm good at all three. So yeah, there's so much more that I'm sure I can do, but I don't want to wear myself out then.
Ah, strategist. Work smart, not hard. Oh, mommy
Definitely.
game. Oh, mommy game, mommy game. I definitely have to do this. No, thank you, thank you, thank you. That was, you couldn't have answered that even better than I had imagined. So I really appreciate
Yeah.
you even looking at yourself as a brand like that, to say these are the three key focus areas that I want to concentrate on and I want to kick deep in them, you know. So yeah, big ups to you. You
Thank
mentioned a
you.
bit of this. Sorry, you mentioned a bit of this earlier on in terms of, you know, your process, and how you get people to feature on your tracks. Do you produce for an artist in mind, or does the artist in mind come after that production?
I used to um, produce with an artist in mind, and the artist wouldn't pitch, or um, the artist wouldn't be feeling what I'm feeling. So um, we just make music um, for whoever that's in studio with us at the time. Whoever that's there, will create something together. You know what I mean? Or I can call up Vector and be like, yo, let's work on something. Then we know, okay, what's possibly gonna come out of this session. I'd rather hit someone up and be like, yo, got Tuesday, let's hook up, let's see what we can come up with. Then we meet up. But I've stopped doing a project with someone in mind, because it really never works out. That's where the other unfinished songs are. So no, I definitely, I'm definitely not going down that road again. But
Oh.
disappoint.
Yeah, yo abantu, batho,
Yo.
yo. Dintang Koval, what was it like growing up, Koval? Like, what's hot there? What's popping? Do you still go by there? Dintang.
So, yo, guys, with the Vaal, I when I was in primary school, high school, I was such an introvert. I was a homebody. Like, I was hardly out there. So um my memories of the Vaal are just me and my family. Um, I have, like, my memory of it is very small. Like, up until I got to tertiary. That's why I made sure I went to a school that's far away from the Vaal, so that I can experience something different. But I go home twice a month. I always make sure that I go home to see my family. Um, and once in a while, I do go check out what's the party scene like in the Vaal. Um, and recently, I've actually just gone quite a bit, just to see how I can give back when it's time for me to give back. Um, that's the reason why I just, like, recently I just go a bit more to the Val. But yeah, like, my young memories of it um are not really there. But yeah, it's the Val is home for me still.
I love that. I love that. And I look forward to seeing what you explore there, Koval, you know. Sibukeng is further than you guys. But there is an incredible place called the Lutando Arts Academy.
Mm-hmm.
It's run by Luyanda Sidia. He used to be the artistic director for Vuyani Dance Company, Gregory Makoma's first black-owned dance company in South Africa.
Nice.
Yeah, so he used to be the artistic director, and then he moved away, and him and his brothers and his wives, they started Lutando Arts Academy a couple of
Mm-hmm.
years ago, 2016. So check them out, you know, just as a
Definitely.
way to see how other people are doing it in your type of environment already. I just felt
No,
like I should
that's
share that.
definitely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna ask two more questions. Ask these guys. Oh my god! Oh my god! having a conversation with Miss Pru. You're out here listening to Music Nights. Thank you so much for joining us. It is officially 13 minutes past 9 p.m. on the 17th of May, 2023. It's an absolute pleasure to be talking to you. But I think, no, last question. And this I'm asking maybe on behalf of Voxman a little bit. Would you ever ghost produce? Do you ghost produce? What are your thoughts on ghost producers?
um, like, bruh, there's some songs that have happened, and we were there and we helped out where we can, you know what I mean, but never really taking credit for anything. So um ghost produce, I don't know, but if I'm there and I'm willing to help, then that's cool, but you gotta help me sometime when I need help somehow. But I don't mind helping out where I can here and there.
Spoken like a queen. Oh, I don't think you even understand how recharged you just made me. Thank you so much
Thank you
for
so
your
much.
submissions, for just being you, for telling the story and being the visionary, for being the risk taker, for being Malesedi. Um,
Thank you.
I'm gonna hand the mic back over to Uvox man to keep leading it because yeah, I'm beaming right now. I'm blushing too hard. But yes, Kamala Munokwanda Zakia Shavangu. I'm trying to coin my stage name. So I think maybe it's gonna be Zaga. I'm still working on it. But
You
thank you,
must
thank
you
you.
must think of a name that's gonna last you for the next 20 years. Pala, you don't want to choose a name and you're stuck after 5 years. Now you can't call yourself Zaga because the rand is like low. So
That's exactly. There's also political reasons why I want to do it like that, because we those people who want to go a little bit deeper. But yes, I really appreciate the advice. Please to do call like please call me. I'll be your ice girl. Mina, I'll drive your car around. I'll take it to the car wash. Like, oh my God, I love you. Thank you,
thank you so much.
Vox.
Siyabonga kakhulu Sis Nwanda. Thank you to Sis Nwanda for gracing her presence yet again on Music Nice, as she always does. I think the Owasema Melody just joined us. Okay, I see him there. But let's give the mic to Ecopulsive. Ecopulsive, brother, please unmute your mic. Let's get your submission on Music Night today. Thank you.
How I was hoping Owuti Ngizu, I'm next because I've been looking forward to speaking to Miss Pru. And I love the spaces. I love the spaces because, like, I think Miss LP said, or no one said that we don't prep our questions. So we get to ask and build from what you were discussing with the panelists before. And I heard that you actually dropped a house song. But besides that, my question is, how did you end up getting into hip hop? What inspired you?
Um, so shoo. So the label I was in, um, like when I got there, we first dropped, the house song, and then we obviously checked the scene, and we saw that hip hop was what was, popping at the time. So it was, even though I really love hip hop, it was at the time, it was more of a business decision more than anything. So and I got a lot of support from, the label, and yeah, so that's how, I explored the hip hop side of my hip hop side actually. So yeah, it was a business decision at the time. But it went well for me, for those years, and it was a good ride. But however, I also I also feel like, at some point, because I'm an all-rounder, I don't just do hip hop. It was about time for me to, start exploring another genre of music, and yet again, it's always um a business decision, to to switch up, you know what I mean? So yeah, at the time when I did hip hop in the beginning, it was purely business, but it grew on me so hard. Um and we ended up doing such amazing things.
That's nice. That's amazing. Um, it leads me to
Yeah.
another question. When not or not when you began producing, rather throughout your career, what or who would you give flowers to in terms of assisting you with your career so far, or assisting you the most to put you where you are today, whether it's a producer or a label or family or whoever that inspired the person that you are right now in music?
If I'm choosing someone that's been there from the beginning, even now, I'd say my best friend Sihle Shabalala. Oh my gosh. Like, I'd make an example of was it in 2012, I think. Yeah, I was trying to go to the, Miami conference, winter music conference, and I didn't have the full money for it, And she was like, bruh, let's go around, the whole of Joburg and do events, just to make sure we get money for you to go to the conference, And I was like, yo, are we really even gonna make it? And she was like, bruh, let's just go, let's do this, And everywhere we DJ'd, we had like a jar that said, this is the Miami jar. And she made sure she went around to put people put money in there, and I ended up going to Miami, and it's all because she's got this faith and belief in everything I do, and it's always like, even though there are days where I feel like, yo, I can't do this, she'd always hit me up and be like, bruh, we are doing this, or you'll be okay. It's not your time now, or it's your time now. You need to push, or like, she's always just there, um, for my career, which is she's always held me down. So I'd give her flowers, and I don't know, but like, she deserves her flowers.
Yeah, yeah. As artists, we really need that community, that communal, humane type of thing going on to just keep us going.
No,
It
definitely.
gets tough at times.
And it doesn't always have to be something inside the music, it can be something outside the music that will keep you going, that will keep you sane, that will keep you grounded, something that will always remind you the reason why you started. So
Definitely. And my last question is I saw a tweet from Voxman. He was asking how deep house artists make songs that are 7 minutes. Now my question is,
mhm.
how do hip hop artists make a song that's 3 minutes? Do you sometimes feel like, ish, I could still have put, someone, what if we did this to the song and it extended the song 30 seconds or 1 minute? How do you discipline yourself from going too far with the song?
I'll go back to it actually goes back to like hip hop not being our culture. Even in a club, right? Like, you can't play a hip hop song for more than 2 minutes. Like, what are you doing? You know? People want to hear the next thing. That's the whole thing, yeah, hip hop. But when you're making hip hop, I mean, Ameni was 6 minutes long, and people loved it, like, up until the end. I think that was just an exception on our side. But when we get to 4 minutes, we just feel like, we've said what we needed to say and we need to wrap it up. So yeah, and yeah, we honestly, like, we just make sure there's three verses, two hooks, well, three hooks at the end, and that's it. You know what I mean? It always just makes sense. And maybe it gets people wanting more. I don't know, but like, it always just makes sense to not have a song that's more than 7 minutes. And yet again, with house music, I mean, you've got so much space that you can explore and switch up, without having to have somebody sing or rap. You can just have a good musical break. Like, I always listen to Kelvin Momo's current album. Yes, sis, his songs are long, but by the time the song is finished, it feels like it was 3 minutes, because he has like really good musical breaks, that just extend the song. So yeah, with hip hop, it just makes sense for it to be a bit short. Um, Even in clubs, you will definitely not hear a hip hop DJ playing the whole song. It's just literally 1 minute, 50 seconds, or 30 seconds, and you're on to the next. And that's what keeps the party going. So yeah.
I get you. I get you. The reason why this question came up in my head right now is because when people know that you're a producer and they just think, Vele, you can produce anything, or you're a DJ, or they associate you with anything that's music. And so I had this friend of mine that asked me to do a jingle for an advert, a social media advert. I made hip hop like loop, and it had to be about 1 minute 30 seconds, and I just couldn't get it down. It was 4 minutes at first. I'm a house
Mm,
artist, just make 7 minutes, 8 minutes, 6 minute songs.
mm.
And the discipline it takes to just squash that message into the shortest time possible. I You guys really do a great job. You know, I have to say, like, your production skills are amazing. But thanks for coming through, and it was great. It was great speaking to you,
Thank you
Miss
so
Pru.
much. Thank you.
I'd like to pass on the mic to Voxman. Shout out.
Thank you so much, Eco Passive, brother. Thank you so much for joining us on Music Nights, joining the panel, and adding to what we've already been doing for quite a while during the week. We're missing so many let's have a drink moments. We're missing so many prize because of the spaces, but we enjoy them so much. So thank you to Eco Pulsive. And also just to add on what Eco Pulsive actually mentioned regarding the tweet that I asked. I actually had an hour call with Ed Soul, who's also a producer of music, to actually find out, perhaps go deeper into why producers of house music, techno, soulful house, why is the song long? All right. And why isn't it short? But also, the reason why I even asked that is that internationally, there's a standard that internationally you actually need to have a radio edit, which is something that we don't have in SA, if you think about it. So as a fan of house music, right, you will always listen to a 8 minute song, always. You will never hear a 3 minute song because producers only send the 3 minute song to the radio. So if you're a fan and you just literally just streaming, maybe you heard a song at Klabini and you like maybe the 2 minutes of it. So eventually when you go home and you stream the song, and it's somehow 8 minutes. So you get bored by the mere fact that the song is so long. You literally get bored as a fan, not even as a DJ, but as a fan. So it got me thinking. But yeah, thank you to each and everyone who's here. I think a lot sometimes, and I just always, I want to share these conversations with everyone because they're interesting. They're interesting. I think they're very interesting. So for now, let's. I think we can play a song. I think Buga is ready for us to play a song, so we can take a break with our guest, a small drinking break. To Pumu and I as Miss Pru, maybe drink some tea, maybe have a gin or vodka. I'm having some gin today. It's not tea today. It's not a tea night today. No. Uh, so yeah, we're just gonna play a song and then just gonna have a small break and then we're gonna come back with more conversations with our guests. It's at Kulungi lang Miss Pro.
No, that's cool. That's good.
Sibonge. Sibongele kakhulu, sibongele kakhulu. Puga, my friend. I think Puga is ready to play Pumelela. Yes, usho kanjalo Puga. Puga, please cue in the music, brother. Thank you.
Hey, this is Kylie Meej, and you're hanging out with us on Music Nights on Twitter. This is Music Nights.
Namo besiza aphethe izibhamu athi siyaboyika athi sobaleka asindawo oh sizophumelela namo besiza aphethe izibhamu bathi siyaboyika bathi sobaleka asindawo oh sizophumelela Angindawo I'ma hold it down. Shelani Nkosenu to shine my crown. Still handling business, those are done now. Carry I'm in a Volvo. You don't want no problems, no. We want no volume, no. Back then when my money was low, they was stunning on me. Now my pockets too full, drugs ain't gone away, yeah, coming soon. I made no less than 50,000 my quinty mil. Tell your soldiers bring extra ammo when they call my nigga. So, ninange, sabi pare kami mile njengami. Tabazame next door, lange balunga mnganami. Tikambeli tisaba, lona ngiyalazi. Kodwa ngagcina ukulisebenzisa siqeda kushiya umfaka mphikani. Ngezelunga bafana ba, ngifuna nokwazi ukuthi ukhala ngani. Sakashe ngilutho, sacindezela nezinja zami. Payback time, lezinja letha ngowethu. Lethe musetyipitix, manje umakoti ngowethu. Nabo besiza, aphethe izibhamu. Bathi siyaboyika, bathi sobaleka, asindawo. Oh, sizophumelela. Nabo besiza, aphethe izibhamu. Bathi siyaboyika, bathi sobaleka, asindawo. Oh, sizophumelela. Oh, sizophumelela. Sizophumelela thina sizobambelela noma besukela phansi noma besigleya. Oh Lord, just have mercy, uthandwa langempela. We about to die ambitious, bona bathi siyahlasela. Sihamba ngempela, simshaya ngempela. Umuntu paso, uzokhala ngempela. Sihamba ngempela.
Hey, this is Kylie Meej, and you're hanging out with us on Music Nights on Twitter.
Thank you so much, Buga. Thank you so much, Buga. That was Pumelela, which features Amanda Black featuring the Saudi, Java, Ola Source, Aries, Fifi Cooper, as well as MT. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for being here. And before I actually give the mic to Upola next up, I want to know, Miss Pru, favorite MC of all time?
Locally or
Let's keep it local.
MJ? Okay, favorite MC of all time locally. Shoo. Why am I forgetting his name? Oh my gosh, this is so bad. Dumi from Dumi and the Volume. Um, he's always been my favorite. Like lyrically, he's just there. Um, Aries is quite dope. Um, but you said of all time, so yeah, no, Dumi.
No, siyabonga kakhulu, siyabonga kakhulu. So I guess yeah, I mean Utumi from Tumi and the Volume.
And the Volume, yeah.
Not what he is today. So I get that.
Doggy. Yeah, well, Dumi from Dumi and the Volume.
Nah, it's
But
okay. Two,
no,
yeah, two in the volume. Nah, it's fine. Thank you so much. Let me pass it the mic to Paul. Paul, DJ, please unmute your mic, brother.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hello, hello. Sasakhona, we're still here. Sivukile sifresh simnandi like sweets. Miss Pru. Hi.
Yo.
Okay. Okay.
Itong okay?
Ke teng hle, ke tsohile. Ba re ke sedi la ramasedi. Re sedi kganya. O
Yes.
sharp mara.
Ke sharp wena.
I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Okay, so now I'm more of the technical guy. Ne? Lena ke rata
Okay.
studio. I'm a producer. So we're gonna go into the songs that we have played. In the beginning, Vox asked me my songs that are like that you have done, and I said to him it was Sondela, and I said to him it was Price to Pay.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I did say that it was also Pumelela. I mean, not Pumelela, but Konjin Chilisi, because of the UK drill beat. So tell me, because I just listened to Pumelela right now. It has those African percussions, those elementinyana tsa di bongo tsa di conga wabon, which is kind of Africanyana. Can you tell me more about your beats? How do you like progress your beats? How do you make them? Uqala ka eng? What instrument do you start off with? Because I am hearing some elements of percussions, so I'd like to know from your side, how do you probably fuse together the when doing a beat?
So it depends on which engineer I'm working with, because some engineers will prefer if we start with a melody for them to understand where we're going. Um and then we'll add everything else on top of that. So um for instance, if I come and say, oh, if I play something that I've maybe recorded on my phone and I give it to an engineer and say, hey, um this is what I recorded on my phone and this is how I want it to sound like. So depending on who I'm working with at the time, they always find a starting point, but we'll always, they'll always ask me what's the key I have in mind for the song. So I'll say maybe I'd like this to be like an A, or I feel like maybe a D can direct it, to a certain place. So they'll always just ask me what's the key that I want to start with. I want the song to, to flow on, and we'll take it from there. So long as I've recorded something on my phone, like even when I'm driving or something, if I have an idea, I'll park on the side of the road and just hum it and maybe clap and snap on whatever, and when we get to the studio, then whoever I'm working with, will choose how they start to put the idea together.
Nice, beautiful, man. And so how you would record you with the phone and then you clap and then you'd make some weird sound. I know that as a producer, I'd make some weird sound and then you have to go back and edit and then put it in, and it would make sense, hobane e tsejwa ke wena.
Exactly.
So now, from the song that you just played previously, which is Pumelela, featuring Bo Amanda Black, Bo Saudi, Bo Java, Aries. I mean, that peak, that time in studio, the vibe, it was there, the element, everything, it was just there, amazing.
Mm.
And your guys had to separate. And now, how's that feeling when you go to studio now? How is it like? Do you still feel hore ish? You know what? I do miss them. I wish Dinto Kabinedile different. Or how is that feeling when you just walk inside that very same studio that your guys recorded a masterpiece on?
Uh, because I'm not there anymore, honestly, even when I get into another studio now, depending on who I'm with, it will always be, electric. Um, there will always be something good happening at the moment. Yes, that was an era. It was great. However, there has been more of the same ever since, and it was not just in that studio, it was in other studios too. So I know even everyone that was there, wherever they are working now, they are still experiencing what they experienced then, or even greater, So that was an area. Then it came, it went. We all moved on. We all doing our own things, bigger and better. So, um, yeah, like I don't look back and want for it to be like that, because a great song came out of it. Great songs are coming out of wherever we are individually now. So yeah.
Ke a leboha, sister. Ke a leboha. Okay, two more questions and then we close it.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's tap into hip hop. Hip hop on itself, it's a broad genre ka boyona, kgolo, because we have lo-fi hip hop, we have your trap soul, we have your trap, we have, yeah. So have you ever considered doing other types of the same genre, hip hop, maybe example going into new age R&B, trap soul, or trying out new stuff probably, or maybe have you just deciding to just move from that whole genre as a hip hop and maybe tap into something else, maybe gospel, ha re tsebe, or something else. So understand, yeah. But then, is there something, Yana, that you probably working on, or in terms of those genres?
So sure, like, when it comes to hip hop, like, I'm such a soulful, um old school feel kind of girl. I always go back to Bcom, um I always go back to that era, that gave us like really good soulful hip hop. But now, like I said, I can make that type of music for myself at home, but I don't think it's the type of music as Miss Pru I'd like to, take out. Hence, um, I've moved into, a different genre right now, because I just feel like there's a certain direction that I'm taking, so I need to start somewhere. So that's why I'm starting with the music that I'm starting now, that will hopefully lead me um carefully and gently to that space. I know a lot of people, know me as a hip hop person, but that's only because they don't know who I was before. Like before, um, I was like a deep house girl, you know. Like I was really, really into house music. I only started switching for that moment like from 2016, because it made sense for my brand at the time. So now I'm just moving back into that space, but I need to do it a bit carefully because um like even wherever I go now, people still want me to play hip hop. So that's why I just make sure I play I do play hip hop, but then I just ease it off into the direction that I'm trying to move into so that it's not too much of a shock for everyone that's followed me, so that it can just make a bit of sense. So um I've really thought about it for quite some time, so that's why I'm just putting it into play now, so that when it's time for me to really do the genre I want to do, then it won't be too much of a shock to a lot of people. So yeah, at least I'm considerate for people's feelings.
Hey, at least you know one it because we have some producers. Yeah, I just don't care. Or whether long we continue, we move. Whether you with us or not, we move. Okay, just one last question. From you, okay, let's move from the producer side now. Let's enter into the DJ side. So
Yeah,
the DJ side, you went to the Fuse Academy, yeah, DJs in Claire. I stand to be corrected.
definitely.
That journey from 2009 to 2023, it's 14 years if I'm not mistaken. But I want to know, how was the journey being mostly in the male dominant industry? How has the journey been for you via the gig, via interviews, via because
Mm.
we know that we have people who are like gatekeepers and all that. So how has the journey been since 2009 until now?
So before I learned how to DJ, I actually attended the South African Music Conference, I think twice. Um, I went when it started up until I actually decided to learn how to DJ. And my reason for that was to see what it is, or why do I want to do this thing. And I got inspired a lot about um, you know, from the sessions that took place during the conferences, um, up until to a point where I could just imagine myself either on stage talking to people, or I could imagine myself on stage DJing at such huge platforms. So I got taught how to DJ by there's a mentor. He's still my mentor even now. Like, he taught me how to DJ on vinyls. Then this was in 2008, and then he was like, "Hey, bruh, the times now are changing. People are moving to CDJs, so you need to find a school where they can, move you into this phase." Okay, so then I came across Fuse Academy, which was an all-female DJing school, a very safe space, because at the time it was hard for girls to just learn how to DJ without any strings attached. I was fortunate enough to have a guy that taught me how to DJ, that just really wanted me to learn how to mix. And for finding Fuse Academy, which was like I said, a safe space for women to learn this craft, it was an it just made learning and loving the process easier. So I learned how to DJ at Fuse Academy, and while I was there, um, first of all, for me to even get into Fuse Academy, I didn't, have money to learn how to DJ. So I got there and I asked for a job, and then Zintle gave me a job as a receptionist. So I worked as a receptionist while learning how to DJ. So when I was done with my course, I was still working there. Then she was like, you know what, you're so passionate about the music, let me mentor you. Then that's how I got to meet Bo Oskido. That's how I got to meet Bo Fresh, and everybody that puts together the conference. So um as time went, obviously we started doing gigs together. Then the interviews started coming in. My first TV was it? No, it wasn't my first TV interview, but it was one of my first interviews on TV. It was on live. I can't remember what they called live back then. Then Bonang interviewed me. Yo, bro, I was shaking, like yo, I was shivering, on TV, live television. That 30 seconds was the longest of my life. Then the Monday, Fresh and Euphonic were had a meeting with Zinke. Then when they arrived, I was at the reception. They were like, bruh, if you're gonna be in this industry, you need to toughen up, you don't need to be a girl about everything, just you need to really work your way. Don't think of this as just a game. It's like a real job. So if you take it seriously, you'll go far. So I took that advice and I ran with it, So since then, I mean, like, there's been all interviews that came after that, and all the events that came after that. I like, I really prepared, and I really, you know, um did my best to fulfill the jobs, the interviews and the gigs. So yeah, like, I really had a really good platform where I started, and it's by the grace of God that I had that platform um to start all of that. So yeah,
Ah, beautiful. And look at where you are right now. You took it and you ran with it. Sheba
and I
kajeno wa
ran.
interview. You ran. What's o mathile? Wa
Yo,
matha, o shame. Hey, o sa khathale. But thank you very much, Miss Pro. Hare pake mo for nune. Let me
sure.
just give it back to Voxman. But thank you very much for your submission. Hle, ke a leboha.
And lena ka leboha hle.
Vox.
Shout out to Buka the DJ. Yeah, if you look at Lombuka, if it's a corner, yeah, if it's a corner. Thank you so much, Buka. Thank you so much, man, for being uh, an amazing addition to Music Nights. Let's welcome to the space the Wako Melody. The O could be anything, could be Oscar, could be Oros, it could be anything. Could be Opa, but it actually is Opa. Opa, please unmute your mic.
Yo, Fox. Ungenzani Sibali? Ungenzani Sibali? Mara kuzolunga. Shout out to Music Nights. Shout out to you, Vox, Lunoxy, Miss LP, um, Kemang Echo. Leloy did. Shout out to you guys for the love, yo, and thanks for giving me an opportunity to actually speak to Miss Pru. Miss Pru, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Listen, if I could sing, I would literally sing the verse here, price to pay, but I can't sing for nothing because that's one of my favorite songs. Like, and it's quite a signature song to one of the spaces here. But I give a little silo. I give a silo.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, man, I love it. I love it. And look, I love your work, and also as a lady in hip hop, it's one of those things that, like, I'm sure, like, it wasn't easy. The journey was not easy, especially being a lady and also producing hip hop, because that's mainly like a man infested industry, so to speak.
Mm,
So I'm sure it wasn't easy, but to see you like prosper like how you did, it's just, like, we can't help it but to just admire what you've been doing, Wabon. So shout out to you for that.
Thank you
So
so much.
I had a few questions, and unfortunately, Knox took one of them about the state of hip hop and what you think of it. And I like the fact that you answered it so eloquently, and I appreciate that. And yeah, I see your point. Actually, you brought something that I actually never thought about. Like, and I like how you brought that point that like hip hop is not really our thing. We
Mm,
more of a working drums, and that's why like the likes of house and amapiano and kwaito like are prospering you know
mm.
but however, like I would want to ask you a question about these two artists. I just want to know your thoughts about them, right?
Okay.
Maglera Dope Boy, 25K. What do you think of those artists?
Yeah, those guys are bringing it. Yo, you know,
Right.
no, too much. I mean, not to, but I'll just say it. Like back then, it was dope to rap in like Zulu. When someone rapped in Zulu, like, yeah, yo, this is it. Yeah, and then these guys come out of, and they start doing that thing in their language. Just says I know. I just feel like they've brought a different flavor to to the hip hop space, and it's sounding so fresh. Like I'm a huge 25K fan, like if I see him performing, I'll probably be kopili, like rapping line for line, because I think he's just amazing. Limatler is just the same, so I think they're bringing something different, and I'm totally loving it.
Yeah, awesome. Look, I personally think those guys like they just brought the game like to another level, like.
Definitely.
And like the thing is, the hip hop game in South Africa is being held by two artists, so to speak, like, and those were like the most popular one. Unfortunately, AKA left us, and Caspar also
Mm,
was one of the artists that we actually looked up to as hip hop, as one guy who actually held it down.
mm,
But I feel like personally, I feel like Maglera, Blackie, 25K, they just brought something that changed the game. And
mm,
unfortunately, I feel like they're not getting enough love because of the biggest genre is I'm a piano right now. Like
mm.
hip hop is it's a bit on the low, but at the same time, like they're producing like such amazing artists. Like hip hop has such amazing artists right now, and I feel like they're not getting the shine that they deserve. For one, but
No, which is
anyway,
which is why it was smart for like Blackie to just like expand his sound. I mean, he had his music was on Amapiano charts for some time, so he balanced out his thing quite well. So I think he's yeah.
yeah, look, he's dope, and I actually like what he's doing. Also, like he's one of those artists that I enjoy like, just listening to his music. So yeah,
Mm,
like I'm happy for them. I'm really happy. I just wish that they could be in a better space when it comes to hip hop. I wish it was as popular
yeah,
as it was
definitely.
around 2005 when you produced more
Kana kotsa Ameni,
yeah, kind of got
Bongutu, and all of those.
Yeah, but it is what it is, I guess. And
No,
bring
definitely.
my second question to you, right? I saw a clip actually on TikTok. It was an animated clip
Mm-hmm.
of a Drake like character dissing Nota and Big Tosa, and the character really sounded like Drake. Even
Mm-hmm.
when it was spitting in vernac, it actually did sound like Drake. And this was done with AI. I think the animation
Mm,
was done like with like normal computer, but the voicing and the music was done in AI. So,
mm,
and you can see how advanced AI is. I mean, you can take
mm,
somebody's voice and then use it in your own way. So I would like to hear your thoughts around the use of AI as a tool in the music creation.
In the music space, sure, it's tricky, reason being, you have, like, for instance, like you just mentioned, Drake, um my only thoughts are when it comes to, like, copyright issues, um where you have someone that's how can I put it, that's completely sounding like you, and people will think it's you, and they're saying things that you'd never say or doing things that you'd never do, but here's this voice that sounds like you. um it just, I don't think it's, I think you need to be careful how you use AI. I don't know if there'll be ways. I hope there will be ways to differentiate, how you monetize on something that's that's been done through artificial intelligence, because you don't want someone like 25K, for instance, losing out on, you know, certain things because there's a 22K that came out and is doing and sounding like 25K, but but is taking away from his craft. Like, if there's a way that they can separate um, how to monetize it, especially for people that have taken years to that have taken years to, get to where they are, and someone comes in 2 seconds and just takes it away from them. I think there needs to be a way to separate that. Like, it's a good thing to have this AI thing, but there are everything, but there's so much more that can still go wrong. It can be fun and stuff and laugh. We can all laugh about it, but at some point we gonna stop laughing, especially if it's pointing at you.
Yeah, absolutely. I hear you, and I actually concur with you regarding that, especially when it comes to creatives, because it's very, like, being creative. It's, I feel like it's a special job. Like, it's special to
Mm,
think and produce anything that's creative, whether it's a drawing, whether it's music, and for a computer to be able to do that in a speed of light and
mm,
sound as good as you would have done it. It's a scary thought in a way, but I hope, like you said, like, we find a way of using it creatively in a way that benefits
definitely.
us, I suppose. you know
Yeah.
um well, the last one is not really a question, and I wanted to ask it as we joined in. I wanted to ask you whether you, uh, which team do you favor between Kaiser Chiefs and Orlando Pirates? But you did mention that you cozy and Vegas color
No, like,
sibaningi.
guys, please don't put me in a box. I'm still exploring. Now I'm exploring other teams. No ways. Like, my heart has been broken. It's like being with one guy for 15 years. Ba roba pelo every day, every weekend. There's no way. There's no way, guys.
Look,
Like,
I
I've
understand.
I've co- I've tried coaching while watching. Like, yeah, pass a man one ball. Yo, my heart is so so
Look,
no.
kuzolunga wena sisi wami, ungawari
Yo,
ngoba nawe sike awukhali uyi-one, sikhala sibaningi, sikhala sibaningi,
mina
awukhali kuyi-one
angifuni
shame.
ukukhala nani. Angifuni ukukhala nani. No,
But
no.
look, otherwise, Miss Pru, like, keep doing the great work. It's really been an honor to speak to you and ask questions and to hear your thoughts on the music industry and what you think of it. and shout out and good luck with your business.
Thank you so
Shout out
much. I
to
really
you.
appreciate it.
Sure. Sure, Vox.
Shout out to Oros from Mamelodi. Thank you for joining us, brother. Thank you for coming through and adding your voice to Music Night. I think it's been an incredible 2 hours of chat and music from everyone who's grabbed the mic to our guest this evening. I think it's been lovely. Um, we need another one. I think we can plan another one, perhaps in the next year or so.
Yo, you
Let's
guys
see.
talk for 2 hours. Kuningi.
No, it's never enough. It's never enough.
Yo,
I mean, on a normal day, I think I can go on for an hour straight, but
yes, cuz.
I give it to the team. I give it to the team today. So, siyabonga kakhulu. What we always do here before we end, just to share the mic lastly, so everyone can give the last remarks, and then now Miss Pru uzosipha nje yakho yokugcina. You can let us know perhaps how our chat with you went, how our interview with you went, and perhaps if there's things that we need to fix, please let us know. Sizosazisa-ke mhlambe, and ukuthi where are you playing perhaps in the next coming while, maybe this weekend or so. And even when you're dropping music, so you can expect that. And something when you drop music, we can literally just bring you back just for that, just for the music. So I'll start the last remark with the Eco Pulsive, and then yeah, we'll just carry on from there. Eco Pulsive, brother, please give us the last remarks, brother, for today. Thank you.
Thanks, Fox. Above everything, I'm inspired by
Okay. Eco Pulsive, I think you muted your mic. Please unmute.
beauty therapy.
Sure, I can't hear you there. I think you were breaking.
I'm breaking. Am I clear now?
Now you're clear, yes.
I wanted to ask Uti, do we also get some beauty therapy?
Do I also?
Do we also get beauty therapy? Amajid.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you guys can do your nails, you guys can do massages, no, definitely. Why not? You guys can do facials. I mean, you guys have skin too. You guys need to look good, Kapojang.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah, little
we'll
now we
keep
wanna
you.
see you guys and be like, yo, that guy has amazing skin, or that guy has great nails, yo.
I don't know about the nails, but definitely the skin. The skin will take care of. But big ups to you. Big
Thank you
ups to
so
the
much. I
business.
appreciate it.
Thanks for joining us on the space. I'm graced by your interview tonight. It was my first time.
Thank you so
So
much.
this was my panel virginity, and you have took it. I am honored, and
Hectic.
shout
This
out
is
to the
actually
space.
the first space I've spoken in because every time when I'm in a space and people r- give me like the mic or whatever it is that they do, I always leave. So
Now, please join
this
us
is
next time. Please join us.
no, definitely.
That's lovely. So I guess we'll hear from you when we do.
No, sure, sure, definitely.
Thanks. Back to you, Voxman.
Shout out to Eco Positive. As I mentioned earlier, we're gonna have him as a guest on the Deep House Space on Friday. So please do come through on Friday. We're also gonna have an international guest, Steve Mills. Steve Mills, yes. We're gonna have him. He made a song with Bongane Makul, the legend himself, Bongane Makul. So if you're good on Friday and you're available 12 p.m. SA Standard Time, please come through and join us. Buga, cela usikaye last remark yakho bro wami. Thank you.
Ololo, hi. Miss Pru.
Sure.
Ai ntwana se re kwala ntwana nna ke na le di-request two fela tse pedi fela ne two for the root fela ne ko kopa
No
fela
way.
ha o ka nshapa fela ka follow back ke batla ho dm script nyana ha kopa go shapele jingle for music night ne
Oh,
um
okay.
yes yeah di le two fela ke follow back plus the script but mostly like to say thank you I like to say thank you hore o fihlile ka jeno and you blessed us with your presence
Thank you so
and
much.
thank you for being honest, man, and being open. I hope you didn't feel uncomfortable. Got the questions are rebutsing, but also I thank you very much, and I hope next time how bitsa o tla fihla hape. And yeah, and probably let's I think maybe nka sebetsa le wena wa bo le nna as a producer ko romele staff for smamel. But ke a
Please
leboha.
do. Yeah. Please do.
All right, I'll do that. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.
Vox.
So Chubby Ninja, siyabonga mfowethu. Thanks for the last remark and for being a part of Music Night tonight. And the for my melody, wanna give us last remark? Are you good?
Eh, like Lena Nyoko Kopisa Buga na Mara, I think it's sharp. It's sharp. And you're gonna be true. Like, look, if you want a logo, holla at me. I'm an artist, I'm a graphic designer type of situation. But I saw whoever is doing your artwork is actually really, really dope. And I don't wanna take away anything from what he's doing or what she's doing. It's really, really awesome. I like what they did
Yeah.
with your AV. I like what they did with your logo for your business. So that's really awesome. But I'm an artist
Thank you.
myself also. I'm a graphic designer. I'm an animator. I do all these crazy things. So actually,
Okay.
Miss Pru, on that video of yours, I know somebody who actually worked on Ameni, the music
Yes.
video on Ameni, who did the visual effects. Actually, he
Oh,
was my
yes.
colleague. Yeah.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, small world, small world.
Very
But
small world, bruh.
yeah, but yeah, like look, shout out to you. Good luck with your business, and yeah, keep doing the great work, man. Like I would like you to hit us with another Ameni, with another Varekeni, that other Sonia Black down. Why can you live? Yo,
Price to pay.
price to pay. Too much pressure, too much
Hey,
pressure.
guys, no, I'm moving different now. Yo, that pressure of dropping hits all the time is too much.
But but look, keep doing the awesome work that you've been doing all along. So much love for you. Shout out to
Thank,
you.
thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Vox. Thanks, Miss Pru. Thanks, Vox.
Shout out to the for my melody. Thank you for being a part of Music Nights, brother. Let's give the mic to Miss LP. Miss LP, Rukupa Orife, last remark DJ and corporate gang. Thank you.
You're gonna go through the whole bio. Yo, guys, I feel like I was blessed with the semi hype man, but yeah. Anyway, that's a topic for another day. I think for me, once again, just basically thank you all. I will start with the listeners. Again, you guys have a very special place in my heart, and you know why. And then yeah, just basically thanks to my lovely host. Thank you so much to the co-host, the speakers. You guys are absolutely awesome. I think just the intellect in this room is actually just insane. And then, very importantly, thank you so much to the Queen, Miss Pru. You have been absolutely awesome. I did tease you in the beginning. I said it's so funny how every time I see you in a space, you're like sitting in the corner somewhere very quiet. And then today, you have just been, it's almost like a word split, you know? I'm really grateful because I think we really got to really tap into what's happening in that beautiful mind of yours. And for me, that's where it really is. You know, we can talk until we talk, but that substance is really what I gravitate towards. So I truly appreciate having you today. I would actually like to kind
Thank you
of,
so much.
yeah, I'd like to echo. I know it's a bit of an ask, but I would really like to echo what Buga was asking. Please, 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 can you follow the team? I would really appreciate it if you did. When we post things, maybe you can retweet and stuff, just to basically give us a platform where people can know what we do. So I'm sure
Yeah.
Boxman has already told you that there's a deep house space that's on Fridays. On Tuesdays, we generally have the Everything House music, and then on Wednesdays we have music night. So we're really just trying to, get ourselves out there. Really, what we're trying to do is to get you guys out there more than anything else. So any platform that we can get to do
Mhm.
so, we would really appreciate it. So if you can please just follow each of us. But once again, appreciate your work. Your music is absolutely beautiful. Your mind even more beautiful, and I cannot wait to see what you basically create. And please keep sharing, parts of yourself with everybody else. I think we got a lovely gift today, and that's just spending time with you. And as I said, tapping into your brain. So thanks again.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
I get
And I've
to
followed
Miss
everyone.
Nizwile banilandelile ngithanda ukulandelwa but ke thank you.
Ayimfethu.
Thank you to the submissions. Thank you, Miss LP. Um, if perhaps you've missed any of the interviews we've had with previous guests, you can always go to my YouTube channel. It's just go to my bio, click the profile link, or just type in Voxman on YouTube. You're gonna come across the same red bucket hat. Hopefully, it doesn't bore you when you see it again. And please, yeah, just listen to some of the interviews that perhaps you've missed over the last year or so. They're all there, and just enjoy and indulge. The next coming weeks, we're gonna have dark. Next week it's dark, and then the week after that it's gonna be Uvanko. The week after that it's gonna be Uzano. Some really good, amazing people lined up for just interviews and chats regarding music. So just check us out as always, and of course on Fridays, we deeper space. Sunday, mina nosisi Nokwanda, jazz. I'm not sure about this weekend, but just on Kwadele, Sis Nokwanda. But as I'm saying that, Sis Nokwanda, please grab your mic and give us your last submission for today.
Oh, thank you so much. So much, so much, so much. I'm so grateful. I'm very, very grateful to our guests. Yeah, no, you gave perspective on life. Something that we mentioned in the interview, I think is really, really important. And because it happened in lockdown, we come from that time, guys. There was a whole pandemic. um, actually, in 2021, as number six, top 100 female DJs in Africa. I don't think you guys understand how big of a deal that is. And every day she works to getting herself higher and higher and higher up onto that spot, that number one spot. I think it's record label now. So releasing every Pru Productions.
Lento wazekhuluma
Everything that
kahle
you
uNokwanda. I think inetwork yakhe iyasimbhayizisa kancane. Sis Nokwanda, yazibuza kahle but I think iyakhatha, so you can't really hear everything that you say. And I don't wanna let you carry on and then our guest even doesn't hear you.
can you
So
hear
I
me
think,
now?
yeah, yes.
You can.
Obey, yes.
Okay, cool. I am getting load shed soon, so I hope you do hear my final works. But yo, Miss now in terms of moving from a genre you hours to transitioning into who you are, even if you do take some commercial detours, we will go with you no matter where you are. And I'm experienced. I'm able to share a time and a space with you uh, is absolutely amazing. Dermatology, to your love and references to throw away. And thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you have a beautiful week and weekend.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Miss LP, siyabonga. Sis Nwanda, siyabonga. The O, siyabonga. The compulsive as well as Upuga and Lloyd. Thank you so much for gracing today's space and being a part of it. Miss Pru, Stella Usipe eyakho ke last remark. Please, nanomala besmosha khona, please give us a hiding. Don't be shy. So we can be better in what we were doing. Because in actual fact, I think none of us are doing this professionally. We're just fans of the music, and we are spending time in Twitter Spaces, getting to know and trying to find out a bit more about the people that we love so much in the music industry. So please give us your last remark for today's space. Thank you.
Um, like with me, Twitter is such a bad space, in general, because of how Twitter is. Like every time I get onto Twitter, I find myself saying something and it goes bad, So that's why I just minimize communication on Twitter. But the first time I heard you guys doing, you know, opening this space, I thought it was really dope. It just brings a different light to what Twitter has become. So I just think you guys just how you guys are just need to you just need to continue. It's a really dope space. And um I mean, like I said, when I get onto Twitter, I just, I don't even last 10 minutes. But if I see that you guys are on, I sometimes just try tune in. But I really love what you guys are doing, and it's genuine. It's not curated. It's not like an interview. I've been to so many radio interviews or like um, TV interviews, or podcast interviews, but it's so curated. But this space feels real. And when you said we were done by 2 hours, I didn't even see that we've been talking for 2 hours. That's how great the space is. So I think just continue with the work that you guys are doing. Um, I just, I look forward to seeing you guys grow further than what you're doing now. So, like you said, you guys are not professional. That's the best part of it. Um, that's what makes it great. So I really appreciate it, and thank you so much for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure from all of us. Mama khona nezandla phela la. Khona nezandla. Khona kule Twitter Spaces.
Ngiyawudla. Where are the horns? The beep 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 beep.
Oh, there's so many things. There's so many things I tell you here. Khona moto,
Ah,
the
diteng, kaofela
drums.
diteng.
Oh, okay. It's the color when we need to leave.
Just so many things. But thank you so much. I think we've had so many insights about you today. We've learned a little bit more than we did Izolo, than we did 2 hours ago, which is so amazing. And we'll take that to heart and will live with that forever. Honestly, most of us thought we'll never have the opportunity to talk to Miss Pru ever, let alone ask her a question about Simpilo Yake. But today we did, and it's been totally amazing. It's been so awesome. I pray and I hope that all your ventures in life gets blessed. I hope you get all the success that you deserve, that you want in life. And regarding especially your present work of art, let it flourish. Let it flourish. Let our God look at it and let him smile and be happy with you as well as your family. Thank you so much for
Thank you so
gracing the
much.
platform. It's been amazing. It's been great, and looking forward to your successes too, and seeing Miss Pru, perhaps when we walk next to her and we're like, this is me, Voxman. We were talking to you on Twitter Spaces. So thank you so much, for gracing the platform.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
And that is Music Nights on the Wednesday. Thank you so much, each and every person who's here. It's been great. It's been grand. It's been away, as colored people say it. Please join us again next week when we have talk on everything house music. But if you're available also for the Deep House Space, please come through on Friday. We're gonna close off with a song. Ubuka ukhethe Ameni. I think a couple of people in the space actually like Ameni so much. So we're gonna close off with Ameni, and we're gonna call it a night. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the week. Keep well, keep safe, and as always, um, don't listen to bad music, man. We are here. Thank you. Cheers, everyone. Boga.
Ah, Miss Pru, re di tshwere. Bo di pupupupu, di teng. O tshwere.
Hey, this is Kylie Mij, and you're hanging out with us on Music Nights on Twitter. This is Music Nights.
babasizana babantwana bakho sasibaqedile ngendo sacindezela nezinja zami waphela abantu we babasizana babantwana bakho sasibaqedile ngendo sacindezela nezinja zami waphela abantu we 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 waphela abantu Today must get us telling you I told my boss that I'm ready though I am the one, just let it go I'm hella smooth, that teleflow She didn't love me, now she want me I do not fuck with her anymore I don't give a damn, she already know I'm getting dope and killing shows You wanna show this a cheletem I'll beg and check, skims pelele Just in all black, call me mkelele Beles genelele, zipumelele I've been sitting and watching niggas ball And now the same niggas is hoping I fall They hate it even when I had nothing at all I can fuck your plans up, don't make me make that one call So, kapela man, I'ma cook the back of the Zopera man, I'm a devil like a sat Kapel, Nyakche, Mamel, Kuzel, Mangen, Kavel, Tuel, Don't ever forget Nyashisa creamy keys Let's bread in my circle pizza Mfuna mamita, mfuna matiba Ikolite, njenge kipita Baba sizana babantwana bakho Sasipaqedile ngendo Sacindezela nezinja zami Waphela abantu we Baba sizana babantwana bakho Sasibaqedile ngendo Sacindezela nezinja zami Waphela abantu we 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 Waphela abantu we
Kusamanda, teluziniga amanda. Nitumina rezinjuzam, sakupela bantuwe. They be hating like I didn't tell them before. I'm sorry, ain't gonna stop. They don't want me at the top. Get used to me mad, cause I'ma be out here for long. Gotta get off, I'ma keep on. They know the 18 will never go wrong. We always on top, some Louis Vuitton. I'ma check you till the day that I bought. Basala baso, like they never doubted before. But they may not but the whole con. Bakale babona lebon. Amen to tokele dit. Hey, this is Kylie Mij, and you're hanging out with us on Music Nights on Twitter. It's Music Nights. This is Music Nights.
Nami ngishoda nge-voice over la yazi nami ngisho this is Music Nights. Thank you everyone. Cheers
Hayi
everyone. Good
uzomosha
night.
uzomosha uzoshisa ibhigi hayi 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 hayi
Good night. Thank you. It's been great. Shout out.